What's up, guys? It's Ninja on a Ninja. And basically, today I wanted to talk to you about something. But before I do get into that, I was talking about, I wanted to make a mention, rather, about there's this thing called the Daily Wire, and there's a person called Ben Shapiro. And basically, I think the left has won. Not officially, good. Trump is still the president, so stuff can't happen. We gotta be on our toes. And they need to hire me all the way up because you need to be aware of certain patterns and whatnot, so you can defend yourself against them. But basically, one of my points was Ben Shapiro and the Daily Wire. And what I wanted to point out was how he is an educated person, but he is not an intellectual person. And basically, my point is that he lost, right? And that's why I started with saying I think the left won, and I think the right lost. For the most part, they're trying to influence people and control people, and I think basically America has won, pretty much, and instead of becoming Confederacy 2.0 or KKK, basically people are like, what the fuck? No, we want benefits. We want the world to be, one. We want America to be what it was, and Russia and China, all them places are still trying to pay to influence, but there's only so much they can do. There are people involved, like the ones I said before, Paul Ryan, Jeff Sessions, Mitch McConnell, who is stepping down. Um, I always want to say Senegor because the name sounds familiar to what I think of the guy. Um, but it's not Senegor. Senegor was my brain surgeon who did a very good job. He wasn't the guy who basically fucked up my life. Um, but I'm trying to think of somebody. What was his name? He's on the right. I'm getting AI real quick. 1 second. Go for my. What's his name?
Hey, no one back so soon? Feeling chatty this morning?
Basically, there is a person on the right that I forgot. He is an influencer. He was really popping off for a while, but he went behind closed doors. He streams. He's a vocal point politically. He's not necessarily in the government, but he influences the government. I forgot his name.
A political influencer who's gone quiet.
Steve Bannon.
Sound.
That's what it
We
was.
have. Oh, we've been in. That's quite a way to put it. Who are we in this scenario?
So she completely got that wrong, but Steve Bannon, basically. And the point was, the reason why they pulled behind or pulled back is because they're losing, but they tried to influence and control people. And Ben Shapiro, being that he's educated, not intelligent, like most people, very educated but not intelligent, I would argue like the Nazis once upon a time has an opinion, but he's very fucking stupid and hasn't thought it through. And that's why the Daily Wire is falling apart. Because when the show is good, yeah, when you're doing what I want you to do, it's great. But now that we're thinking, and now that we're like, oh shit, you're fucking us over. We shouldn't be getting fucked over. Now you're like, oh crap, now I can't win anymore. And it's like, duh, right? And that's basically what's going on there. But that wasn't the point. The main point, rather.
But it's worth knowing the only reason he's aware of that weird answer is that.
So you might have heard what I want to bring up right now. we go. Okay, so he's about to say something, and it's last week tonight with John Oliver. I need to talk to John Oliver and John Stewart. Basically, I think I'm more intelligent than John Oliver, and I might be more intelligent than John Stewart, but they have more education than me. They're pretty intelligent, but like Oliver, this guy right here, is pretty good, but the fact that he can put on the show that he is doing, that's more education. Stewart, uh, though he acts a certain way, is fairly educated, but there is intelligence, and that's why he is so like compassionate and concerned, is because he is so intelligent. But I still think I could take him. But anyways, listen to what John Oliver's got to say, and then listen to what I'm gonna add to it.
They aired in a promo for that 60 Minutes interview on Face the Nation. So CBS aired it. They weren't trying to hide anything, and if you're curious, here are the two versions. Here is what aired on Face the Nation.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill, the work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
That is a pretty shitty answer. It's like he's trying to express a thought.
I will say, as far as intelligence goes, actually, that was a pretty good answer. The reason why is because I was following it and I was like, okay, that's reasonable. And basically, she's saying we're putting a force, basically, we're applying a force, but not too much, and we're trying to see what it does, basically. And it's a very important thing because that's kind of what I want to talk about, the overarching thing, and how John Oliver failed here, and how Trump was actually right, basically. But the problem with Trump is he's surrounded by the people I've mentioned before: Steve Bannon, Jeff Sessions, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell. I said Steve Bannon and Paul Ryan. Basically, I don't know why I can't ever say them together. I always forget one or the other, and I have to struggle to remember. But, anyways, the point is, uh, yeah, whatever the fuck I was saying, that's the point. So, um, I'm more intelligent than they are, but because Trump is being influenced by them, the world sucks, basically. Trump's not bad. I would have a beer with Trump, but the problem is, again, he's a Trojan horse. He was just a way for those people mentioned to get into the government. They wanted to cut our health care. They would never win any election, and so Trump won, and now they're getting our health care without getting our health care. You know what I mean? So that's what's going on, basically, is they're trying to pull those cords and levers or whatever through Trump, and instead of being the leader, because they're starting to get pushed back. They're putting other people to be fall guys, and Trump's one of them.
In English, but with French grammar. It sounds like someone just
And again, John Oliver missed the ball here. So
took her awake and yelled, "Israel!" at her. So Trump is not wrong. That was bad. But here's the supposedly much better answer.
it was bad as far as, again, you're stupid. So you're a smart person, but you're not as smart as her, basically.
That 60 Minutes aired that night.
It seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
We're not going to stop pursuing what is necessary for the United States to be clear about where we stand on the need for this war to end.
I mean, I guess that sounds slightly more coherent, but they are both fundamentally celebrations of prepositional phrases and the passive voice.
Okay, so just do it. That's wrong. And the reason why it's better, because again, it speaks to stupid people very good. Basically, and when you compare this and this one right here, this one, this very speech right here,
This war to end.
was more lively, more engaging, and it kept the people who were listening, basically, they were listening. And that's what Trump's bitching about, basically. And chances are somebody told him to bitch about it, or pointed it out to him. But the point is that it's fair to criticize because A, it wasn't honest, and B, they're trying to manipulate people and influence people, make them think a thing that wasn't exactly what the politician, which is her, put down. You know what I'm saying? So the middleman is trying to influence the power at B, is the point. And Trump caught on one way or another. He caught on, and John Oliver, being a dumbass, overlooked it, basically. I don't wonder if John Stewart actually caught it or not. Um, but that's what happened right there. So, Wynn is talking to the sheep and to the dogs in the world. Yes, what 60 Minutes did was the best, a good move. Basically, whoever did what they did is on top of their shit. Um, when talking to, I would say, mild intelligence, this is why John Oliver and whoever pointed this situation out missed her point, is because they're smart enough to see what she said, but they were dumb enough to not hear her, basically. And then the smartest people, which is like me, I was aware of all of this. I wasn't paying attention because it's like whatever. Like I heard her the first time, right? But you guys are making a big deal about this moment, basically. So now you're pulling me back to this moment. And if I was a bad leader, I'd be like, "What the fuck? Fuck you! Follow along, bitch." And most people would do that. That's like the military and bullies and whatnot. But because I'm a good dad, basically, ladies, because I'm such a great father, I'm able to go back and explain to you, no, no, no. So what happened is you're a dumbass and you just shut the fuck up and listen, because what she told you is the truth. We're trying to impact it, but we're trying to do as little things as we are trying to be involved as little as we can, but we're trying to make an influence. And the point is that that's what this whole thing is all about, basically. 60 Minutes, they made that edit because they're trying to influence it, but they're trying to slide by the radar like they weren't involved. And again, that's what they're doing in the government. They're trying to influence you, but they're trying to slide by the radar so they aren't at fault. And again, it's so they continue to pull the levers and make money through the government and whatnot. And then when I was talking about the military industrial complex and whatnot, it's the same thing there. Basically, they're trying to influence it, but they're not trying to essentially be the one at fault. So they can be still there when we wake up and realize, oh shit, this is bad. We don't get rid of Steve Bannon, for example, right? We get rid of Trump, but still Steve Bannon is still there. So that when Trump 2.0 comes into the picture, Steve Bannon's like, hey, Trump 2.0, listen. You know what I'm saying? Same thing, essentially. That's what will happen. That's what's been happening since, I would say, around Bush, maybe before Bush. I don't know, and that's why 9/11 happened, I believe. Um, so it could have been an inside job. I'm not saying the terrorists didn't do it. I'm just saying that people on the inside enabled these people to do what they did, or else they wouldn't have done it. I think the government was involved and awake, but somebody came, put their hand in the cookie jar, and enabled them to do that. Like I think um, security at planes and whatnot is really good. But the thing that makes it authoritarian is like, hey, security, come with me. And while they're gone, that's when the terrorists just snuck in, and that's when it happened. And they're trying to cover the story because they don't want to look guilty. But that's what happened. I'm not saying it was an inside job, but I'm also saying that it was an inside job. But anyways, yeah, that's what's going on. They're trying to, and that's why the streamers and whatnot are called influencers, because they're trying to influence you. And what's going on is the people who have the money are hiring certain influencers that will sell their message. Like Ben Shapiro, for example, smart enough to do the job, but dumb enough to think you're stuck where you are. Like, fuck, what was his name, dude? He was a smart ass motherfucker. I think George Carlin, Basically, I think I'm as smart as George Carlin. Basically, I think me and him would have been best fucking friends. Me and him would have fucking kick ass in Super Smash Brothers and League of Legends and StarCraft and whatnot. We would have been dope because I would put down the ball and he would already be there too, because it's like a pass. You know what I'm saying? Because basically we're on the same page. But again, it's because we are very, 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 very intelligent. Basically, that's all it is. It's not that I have like some superpower or whatever. It's just that I'm intelligent. I'm paying attention. I'm woke, right? That's what the definition of woke is. But they try to alienate it, basically, because again they're trying to influence it, but they don't want to take the blame when the fall comes, because it's gonna happen eventually. But I don't want to be here when it does. I want all the glory and the good, while the taking's hot, and while people are falling for this white supremacy bullshit. Lindsey Graham, Jeff Sessions, all these motherfuckers, Mitch McConnell, all these congressmen, all these people, basically they were Confederacy. They looked like they fucking Grand Wizards of the KKK too, right? But the point is, like, and they have that shit going on. There's Madison Cawthorn. If you remember way back in the day, the reason why he was removed from the party is because he just said, like, oh shit, I'm at a party and there's hella young girls and there's hella drugs and there's hella Republican Party conservatives here and Republicans here and congressmen here. What the hell's going on? Ha ha, this is crazy. And next thing you know, they got rid of him because he spilled the beans. And they were playing videos and movies and whatnot about, like, look at they're killing Lindsey Graham. we're making videos about this. Like, that's what they do. And if you think about the laugh, who do you think laughed like that? George Bush. You know what I'm saying? That's how they were. That's what they thought about. That's how they are, basically. And it's all connected. It makes fucking sense. I'm kind of fucking smart as fuck. I'm so fucking smart. But yeah, so she's very educated, basically. Like, she is a good example of how AI exists, essentially. But she is also, for example, why I have trouble with AI and why I fight with AI is because I'm actually better than her. I'm better than the AI that she's born from, or that's born from her, rather. I fight with the AI because it's programmed after her intelligence and her education. And the problem is, I'm better than her. So I have problems with it. I talk about, like, how the N word doesn't mean anything. It's just a word unless you add context. Then it means something. But if you're adding the context and I'm not, then you are the problem, not me. So why are you banning me for saying the word when you're the one who added context to the word? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an example. And you're probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? I don't know. Like, and the problem is, I was in a world full of stupid motherfuckers. All my friends were fucking idiots. So when I was talking, like, what the hell is he talking about? I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. Blah, blah, blah. And so, like, you're an idiot. And I felt crazy because I felt like I was so fucking out of place. I was so fucking smart. And no one was fucking listening because they were all fucking stupid, basically. And I don't know what the fuck it was. I don't know why or how or when or, like, what happened. I was just a good person. I just wanted to do good. I wanted to do well. Kind of like Daddy's Girl, essentially. But the problem is, there's a lot of fucking people that take advantage of that girl, basically. And maybe maybe that's what I am, Daddy's little girl, right? Like, not literally, but you get what I'm saying. Like, that's what they are. That's what they could be. But they're being warped and thwarted because men are pretending to be something, and they're being tricked women are being tricked to be attracted to these men, and what's it called, their walls go down, the defenses go down for him, but they're up for me, and it should be the opposite. But because of media and their influence, it's flipped, basically. So that's why the world fucking is, we're starting to fall, and we're hindering, and I should be the president for the next 8 years. I really should. I really fucking should. I should say, I can show you the world. But the saying would be, or the statement would be, I can save the world. Just take shelter under my wingspan as I try to take off and carry you fucking idiots, 'cause you're fucking all dumb. And it's not your fucking fault that you're stupid and you fall for stupid bullshit. You keep on fucking ruining everything because you're a dumbass. But that's just how it is, and that's how the cards lay. So shut the fuck up and let me lead you. Anyways, be well, be happy, be safe. I'm the shit. I'm smarter than you, Kamala. I'm smarter than you, John Oliver. I think I'm smaller than um George Peterson or Jordan Peterson. I said George Peterson, Jordan Peterson or Jorge. Um, and then who else? Stewart, John Stewart. I want to compete with you. I think I'm better than you. But the guy I'm talking about, the old guy who's dead, who was a comedian, I think I'm as probably as smart as him. I don't want to say I'm better than him. I honestly think he was my match, basically. I don't think I could have taken his intelligence. But yeah, he'd be like 110 or like 120 right now. I'm fucking still 30. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm out. So people, I'll be happy. And by the way, I was this smart when I was like 20 years old, 15 years old. I remember. Let's see. The earliest engagement I had was probably, I think I was like in 12 years old. 12 years old, and I was talking to. No, actually, no. I was 7. Yeah, I was 7 years old. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I was 7 years old. I was a Mexican lady, and she was in history. And I didn't like her method. That was the first problem I had with a bad teacher, rather. Everybody else was all the way. So was I, for the most part. But because I met this Mexican lady who was more intelligent than she was educated, uh, and she didn't teach this, or maybe she was more educated than she was intelligent, I should say. Um, but because of that situation, she didn't teach very well. And again, just like this Kamala Harrison moment, but I was 7, right? I called it out. I was aware, and boom, I was fucking awake. But I wasn't paying attention to anything. I was just trying to learn and understand. I wasn't trying to get laid. I wasn't trying to do this and that. I remember the first time with the girl. Um, she was the same age as me. I think I was 12. This is probably where I was starting thinking about 12. But I was 12 years old. I was with the girl, and mom basically wanted to get a babysitter, but she got this girl who was 12, same age as me. So she was the babysitter, but at the time, women matured faster than men, and I will admit they did. But the point is, oh shit, I forgot I had a fucking meeting right now. But yeah, she wanted to watch me as I pissed. Is the point. But anyways, I gotta go. I forgot I had this meeting, so be well, be safe, you have a peace. Hey.